Here we go, everyone. Music, students, FYI, thanks for your patience. I wanted to wait another couple of minutes until the maximum amount of people showed up. And so, if you're one of those, thanks. What you need to know to succeed at Fresno City College. There's an overwhelming amount of information when you first start college, and you need help figuring it out. So, that's what we're here to do for you. And this bears repeating. If you've seen this presentation from me and the gang in the past, this can't be said enough. You should have the self-confidence to know you can do this. If you want to pursue music, if you love music, there's a way to make it happen. Unfortunately, it's not that clear of a path. You have to forge it and work hard. But look, all these people in here have done it. You can do it too. The proof is right here. All right, your FCC music team. Um, Watch it. Excuse me. I want to make my screen smaller. So how do I get out of the presentation mode?
Press escape.
Yeah, escape is good.
Got it. Okay. All right. So you've got a arts division office, fine performing communication arts division office. You have counselors and you have faculty and you have staff. Four groups of people all throwing themselves at you to help. Is Dean Luna by chance here right now?
I don't see her.
Not yet, but she said that she'll be popping in. So at that time, we can make a big deal. She's a wonderful leader for our program. And you, as a student, if you get the chance to talk with her and interact, you'll be glad you did. She's a smart and compassionate lady, and she loves the arts. Anna Kinata and Gold Mua are our office staff, the administrative aide and office specialist, and they know a lot of information that can be helpful to you regarding maybe you need to have some kind of forms filled out. There's a lot of forms at college. I'm just going to say it. And they can help you with that. Counseling. You need to be on the right track so that you're checking all of your boxes to achieve what it is that your goal is, your degree or certificate. And they're very helpful. And we have here in our audience Evie Contreras. Evie, did you bring some of the rest of the crew today?
I did. Actually, Farouz is here with us too. And I do want to take the time to welcome all of the students. We are so excited to start this semester. Some of us in person, some of us are still online, but we are here to help. We're still doing Zoom appointments. If you are not wanting to come into the office yet, it's okay. We can do Zoom appointments. We're working weekends too. So you can reach us Saturdays. Even some of us are even working Sundays. So that's how committed we are to all of you. So please reach out to us and let us help you plan your future in music. Now letting Farouz introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Farouz Ranijad, and I'm glad that my name is written under my picture, so you can see the spelling. I want to welcome you to this program, and I also wanted to let you know, as my dear colleague Evie says, we are devoted to your success. You have the best counselor ever, who is Evie, and then I'm learning from her. So please do utilize our knowledge and our hard work toward your success at Fresno City College. Count on us. We go out of our way to make your success possible.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and for supporting our team. When they were assigning counselors to different divisions, we must have done something right because they gave us you guys, and we're thankful. Here is the link, which I tried this morning, and it still works nicely if you want to set up an appointment to meet with one of your counselors. Maybe I can put that in the chat.
Beautiful.
Hello, chat. Oh, here you are. Bam. There it is. Okay, next up is the faculty and staff. So we have a crew of full-time and part-time. Let's start with the full-timers. We have Dr. Brandon Bascom in charge of piano, music pedagogy, finale, music history, and much more. Dr. Bascom.
Hello. Thank you for coming today. Just as Dr. Cooper said, I'm over piano. That's the main thing that I've been hired to do. Just a quick word about that. We're sorry about the class offerings this semester. There were some cuts, and our classes were not offered at ideal times for you. We're looking into fixing that in the future. Just a word on piano. Most of you will be transferring to four-year institutions, a lot of you to state. You cannot achieve your junior status at Fresno State until you've taken your piano proficiency exam. So you can either take it on schedule as a freshman and sophomore here at City College for $46 a credit, or you can take it over at State later and delay your graduation. I would encourage you to take it at Fresno City College and get ahead of the game. It's not a requirement to graduate, but it is a requirement for State to become a junior and to give your recitals. I teach music teaching. That's a class that's open for everybody. It's going under a name change. It's been called piano teaching. It's going to be music teaching in the future. It's open to all music majors. The suggested course prereqs is to take Piano 1. And I teach finale. If you're a commercial music major, that class is taught during the summer. Just a heads up for that. Watch for that in the summer. It's an online class right now. We'll see what we do with it in the future. And I'm excited to be teaching music history this fall. So that's me.
All right, thanks. And then let's turn the mic over to Chris Brady in charge of commercial music, music fundamentals, history of rock. Tell us, Mr. Brady, in the commercial music program, do you guys write commercials? What is that?
We can write commercials, but it is much more inclusive than that, of course. We're talking about music that is marketed and distributed and is closely related to the music that people are listening to right now on the radio and Spotify, as well as music for television and film. And so it definitely includes commercial music, but it's far beyond that. The classes that I teach include audio engineering, computer music production, music business, history of rock. You can see that's on there as well. And also songwriting. I'm teaching songwriting this semester. I'm really excited to see with the music that that's going to be created. So far, I'm hearing some really good things, and I'm stoked for the rest of the semester.
Cool. Yeah. And then tell them about the course that's going to debut in the spring.
Yeah, so in the spring, we're offering a brand new course, which is a course that's related to computer music production. But this course is going to focus on music production for film, video, and video games. And I'm really excited to do it. It's recommended that you take computer music production first, because that'll give you a lot of the fundamentals that you'll need to go further in this music for film, video games, and video. But that's going to be a fantastic adventure as well. We've had some students that have done music like that, but we haven't offered a class for it. So this is going to be breaking some new ground in an exciting way.
That is so thrilling. And so everybody, if that sounds cool to you, Professor Brady just recommended that you take the Computer Music 5 first, and it's not too late to add courses. So think about it. You have another week till a week from today, till Friday, to add and drop courses. So if you wanted to get on the train so that you could arrive at the film, video, and video game music course, you should consider that. So that would be Music 5, Computer Music Production in the fall. Is there a prerequisite for that, Chris, or can anybody join?
No. Yeah, anybody can join. And yeah, we'd absolutely love to have you join for sure.
Oh, that's fantastic. And then just to brag about you a little bit, so if I think of like the top famous games on the planet, isn't like Call of Duty one of the most famous? And I'm pretty sure that you wrote some music for that. Is that true?
It's true. The two biggest games that I've personally done music for include Call of Duty, as well as a game called Ratchet and Clank. And I've done, I think I did a beach volleyball video game at one point too. That didn't sell nearly as many, nearly as many as Call of Duty and Ratchet and Clank.
All right. Thank you. All right, I'm next. I'm Dr. Kevin Cooper. I teach the guitar classes. I teach music appreciation, music fundamentals. I'm also the department chair, so a lot of times you may need to come to me to get some, course waivers or something signed, and I'm happy to do that. I also know the degrees and certificates very well, and what you might need to succeed in music. So please come and see me. My virtual door is open to you. Maybe I can, when I get a second, put my meeting ID in the chat so that you can reach me. Okay. Oh man, I'm so excited about this next person on our list. So brand new to our FCC music faculty is a music theory and ear training professor all the way from New York State, and his name is Christopher Earley. Warm welcome for Chris.
Hooray!
Hey everyone, it's good to be here. And I am about as new as they come, so I am here to learn just like the students. I'm going to learn a lot more about the program through today's presentation, and excited to get to know all the students. And I've had a great couple weeks so far. As you can see there, I'm teaching music theory and ear training. And right now we've got Theory 1, Music Theory 3 going, and I'm also instructing ear 1, and we've got some nice full classes. I do have a couple spots still open, I think, in the theory course, but the ear training's pretty well full up. But if it's something that you need to continue on and be successful going forward, we can probably squeeze you in. So just reach out to me and I'll help as best I can. I'm so happy to be here. Can't wait to actually get out to Fresno. As Dr. Cooper said, I'm out here in New York State, and I'll be doing that till about December, but I'll be there in the spring for when we go back to in-person instruction.
Well, you get to enjoy a colorful, northeastern autumn. We don't have those here.
Though we're tracking a hurricane right now that might be rolling in on Monday, so so there's that.
All right. Well, welcome once again. And then, why is your name Music Julie Dana? I don't know, but can we hear from the Director of Choral Ensembles and Music Appreciation?
Here I am. Oh, yeah. Hi, everyone. I am Julie Dana, and I direct the choral ensembles here at the college. Right now, that would include the college choir that meets on Mondays and Wednesdays and is open until further notice. We've been rehearsing for the 2 weeks. We've been in the recital hall, and we'll be moving to the OAB. I'm so thankful to the admin to allow us to have a larger space in which to rehearse. So we will be rehearsing in the OAB auditorium starting next week. Yeah, it's super cool. The group is already singing really well, and we're super excited. And the City Singers is called Chorale this semester. They're meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we are still in need of some of the lower voice types, basses and altos. So if any of you have had an interest in singing a little bit, that group is a smaller, a little more select ensemble. So our level of music kind of is much higher in quantity than our college choir, but both groups are really a great family to be in when you're in music. And I know that a lot of you, if you're a music major and you need to be in an ensemble and you don't play an instrument well enough, like moi, to be able to participate in Miss Wells' instrumental ensembles or Mr. Lucchese's instrumental ensembles, etc., that the choir is a great place for you. And we enjoy a lot of time together and are looking forward, hopefully with permission from the school, to attend our first festival in a year and a half at Fresno State in October. But you'll be hearing a lot from us. So again, we have one more week to register, so you can do that. I also teach and have been teaching music appreciation online for many years more than what we've been suffering in the pandemic. So that one was a little easier for us to move online. And before I turn it back to Dr. Cooper, I want to remind you all, if you're new and you want to see how we all got through the pandemic, go to the Fine Performing and Communication Art YouTube page, and there you will find the guitar ensembles performances, the choir performance, the jazz, the band, the piano, all the our faculty recital even is there. You can kind of see what we did to keep our community alive and well during a time that was not well for any of us that love to be together making music. So I really encourage you to go to that YouTube channel, and I hope to see you on campus at some point, and looking forward to hearing all your wonderful music.
All right, and then working very closely with Julie Dana is Arnie Keller, our staff accompanist.
Good morning, afternoon, actually. It feels like morning still. And yes, I work with Julie Dana. I work with Hannah York and Melissa Wolfman. So I'm part of voice and choir and the opera workshop. But I am also thrilled when I get a chance to work with instrumentalists. So if you're an instrumentalist and you want to play a solo piece, or there's something that has accompaniment, come my way, start thinking ahead to what you want to perform, and make sure to get your music to me. And I'd be delighted to meet with you, to start practicing with you, and doing what I love to do most, which is to make music together. So please reach out. I am here for you. And I look forward to meeting some of the new folks and seeing some of the folks I've known from the past. I'm just hungry to perform after last year. So look forward to it.
Thank you. Director of Jazz Studies, Paul Lucchese.
All right. Hi, everybody. I am unbelievably excited to say that all of the ensembles that I direct this semester are in person. So I direct the Jazz Composers Orchestra, which is made up of area professional musicians and educators, and that meets on Monday night. I also direct the Jazz Ensemble of students here at City College that meets on Monday and Wednesday from 3:30 to 4:45 on campus. Woohoo! And also the Jazz Combo that meets on campus on Mondays and Wednesdays, and they go right into each other. So the combo's at 2, and then the big band is right after that. I also direct the Woodwind Ensemble, which meets here on campus on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. So that's kind of what I do in a nutshell. And then additionally, we have there's some concerts, and you'll all be privy to this information soon, but I'll just throw it out there. October 15th is a Friday night, and we're doing a jazz night. So there's going to be a lot of performances and opportunity for people to come to campus and hang out, listen to music, and have a really nice night. So I think there's probably something I forgot to mention, but that's okay. That's it for me.
Julie?
I just wanted to piggyback on Mr. Lucchese. In the spring, the long-awaited return of the Vocal Jazz Ensemble will be coming back as Vocal Jazz Workshop. And we're going to be working with students as jazz soloists, and then we're going to combine forces with the jazz combos so that we have student groups of wonderful jazz performers, which will be a part of that jazz program as well. So we're really excited about that. Again, that'll be happening in the spring, where Vocal Jazz Workshop will be added to back into our curriculum in a new form. They'll do some ensemble work and some solo work. So we're super excited about that as well. Thanks, Dr. Cooper.
Yeah. Now let's hear from our awesome music theory, brass, band, and conducting teacher, Alicia Wells.
Thanks, Kevin. Y'all don't know I gave him $10 to give you a nice introduction. That's a joke. That's a joke. No money exchanged here. Listening to all the amazing faculty and just looking at all of your wonderful faces, I am just so grateful to work in this team. I've worked on a lot of college faculty teams, and I think this one is the best, but I'm biased. So I teach the band. I conduct the band, and I teach Music 1AE, which is Music 1A Extra, and Music Fundamentals and Conducting in the spring. So all of you music education majors will want to sign up for that class. And I teach all the brass applied lessons as well as brass ensemble. So if you are looking for a large ensemble and have had experience playing in high school, please don't hesitate to contact me. We want you to play in this instrumental ensemble. I believe we do have orchestra coming back in the spring, so you'll hear more information about that. But we're excited to get back to it. We've missed you so much. We've really missed you. And I just want to throw this out there. Dr. Bascom is so right. Take your piano here before going to FCC. Instrumentalist, do jazz band, and take some choir. You need to know how to sing well. Our job is to be an all-around accessible and versatile artist, and they only enhance our skills. So make sure you're staying on course and following the advice. And of course, if there's anything, question, you need advice, I'm always here, and I know that the rest of the faculty is here. So please don't hesitate to reach out when you're stressed, when you just don't know what's going on. We are here. This is what we do. We've signed up to be your helping hand. So have a great semester.
Thank you. And now we have a dynamite lineup of part-time faculty as well. Let's see, I know I've seen a few of you here. Let's see, Joe Lazama, do you want to take the stage? No, Joe?
We can't hear you.
Oh yeah, are you muted?
I clicked it and it didn't unclick. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Cooper, for that introduction. My name is Joe Lazama, and I teach percussion, and I teach lessons to the percussion majors. We have room in our class. Also, I want you to know that most of the ensembles at some time will use percussion. So I'm sort of the gateway to help you gain the skills in order to accompany the choir or the brass ensemble or the other ensembles on campus. And also, we'll be preparing you to transfer to a four-year school. That means we're going to be in your lessons focusing a little more on the three instrument groups that you need, which would be snare drum, keyboard, mallet percussion, and timpani. But we encounter all percussion areas. We can teach and work on all the percussion areas, and we will be working on ensemble music in class time. So thank you very much. Back to Dr. Cooper.
Yeah, sure. I noticed that Gold Mua is in the room, and I mentioned her earlier as part of our Dynamite staff in the division office. Gold, do you want to say hello and maybe mention anything that the students might, need to come to you for?
Yeah, so my name is Gold. I'm fairly new. I work with Anna Quinata, who couldn't be here. She's actually out of the office. And also Cindy couldn't be here. So Cindy's actually stuck in another meeting at the moment. But if you guys ever have time conflicts, or if students are trying to add something and they find that there's a conflict by usually a good amount of time, 15 minutes or less, then you guys can always come into our office. If you guys need help with anything really, then you guys are more than welcome to stop by. We have student aides here if we've stepped away for lunch, but if not, then Anna and I are usually powering through the day. So feel free to stop by.
And they are located in, OAB 110.
110.
110.
Correct.
And yeah, you can access them face to face with a mask. So that's a nice new improvement. Okay. And then also in our panel here, we have voice instructor Hannah York.
Hi, everyone. Hi, you guys. I painted my wall. I painted it purple. It's kind of fun.
Beautiful.
So I thought it made a nice background. Great to be with all of you guys. I'm Hannah York. I teach 2 of our voice classes currently, Music 25, which is our beginning voice level 2. And due to low enrollment, we had to cut that class for this semester, but I'm very hopeful that we will bring it back in the spring. It's a great building block. If you've done a little bit of singing, but really want to get more into the nitty gritty, it's a great class for that. Melissa Wolfman, I don't think she's able to be with us, but she teaches Music 25, Music 24, the class before that, beginning level 1. And we just have an opportunity for you to kind of build your vocal skills. I love that Miss Wells brought up the importance of being a good, well-rounded musician. And many times I have heard band directors, as I've worked with them, sing something to a section in the band. And it's so valuable to be able to have your ear voice connected so that you deliver good pitch instantly. It's really good. So those are kinds of things we do. I also teach our intermediate advanced voice class. That's Music 26. And I'm really excited about this class this semester. So many good singers. It is a class that students are able to repeat because of the skill set that they're building. We've got Pardis here today to talk to us, and Pardis went through that class. We're going to be doing a recital this semester. I'm really happy. I hope we can get everybody on campus for that. It'll be great. And yeah, so that's what I do.
Okay, thanks everyone. So now in the presentation, I'm going to go through some critical information, but I'm going to do it quickly because there is something even more important for you, which is to hear from some recent FCC transfers and graduate students. We have an awesome panel for you. We have Terrence, we have Pardis, and we have Naomi, and each of them will share their distinct and unique stories. And then at the end, I also want to have enough time for Hannah York, whom you just heard, share a little bit about time management. So without further ado, we have several degrees here. The sort of flagship degree is the Associates, which is here. But there's also the Associates for Transfer. The Associates for Transfer guarantees admission to a local CSU, not necessarily to the music program though, so that's where the AA comes in. Although it doesn't have the guarantee, it does provide so much preparation for you. You will hit the ground running at your new institution. We also have the commercial music degree. We have an instrumental associate in arts, piano, and voice. These are all associate's degrees. Okay, we have many certificates. Now this is maybe equivalent to a minor field. We don't, technically offer minors here at Fresno City College. But let's say you have another major and you really love music and you want something to show for it. Pursue one of these certificates. Let's say you're a music major. You're going to take the theory sequence anyway. You might as well have a document that shows that you did. Although these are not degrees, they do show a benchmark of success and achievement that could be useful for potential employment. Here's the degrees in more detail. You can find these on the Fresno City College website. You just need to look under majors. It's not listed under degrees, it's under majors. And then if you click that, you'll see all the different choices and then the specific courses you need to take. Many of them in music have this core of music theory and ear training. Look at that huge block. Those are so critical that everyone must take 4 theory courses, 4 ear trainings, unless you're in commercial music where you just need to take some. Everyone needs to take some intermediate advanced classes, in other words, private lessons, and you have to take an ensemble experience. If you're a music student and you are not taking the intermediate advanced class or the ensemble or the music theory or the ear training, you need to do that, and we have 1 more week to get you on track. Here is just the associates. This former one is the associates for transfer. This one is the regular associates. There is more units required of large ensemble and of the lessons. Here is the commercial music degree, which has a really broad base, so you're well trained. It's got some voice, it's got some piano, not to mention all of the commercial music coursework. So I can't stress enough the theory and ear training. If you're not in it, you need to be in it. You can only get on this train in the fall. You can't get on the train in the spring. There's a whole sequence of courses, and it starts every fall. So I urge you to do it now. I also urge you to take it seriously, because if you fail one of the courses in the fall, you have to wait until the next fall to start over and to try again. So, really prioritize theory and ear training. Applied music, I talked about this already. If you're a music major, make sure you are taking the private lessons. 8 units is what you need. In other words, 2 units per semester. If you're doing the Associates for Transfer, request that you get the same thing for 1 unit so that it fits into the degree requirements. Ensembles, again, make sure you are in that. If you're going for the AA degree, request 2 units. If you're going for the AA for transfer, request 1. These things can be rectified if you make a mistake, but you might as well do it correctly the first time. Piano. We already said this. It is not in most of the music degrees because it just doesn't fit. But we believe strongly, it's just a fact, that you have to know piano. There's no school, music school in the nation or in the world really that doesn't require it. So at Fresno State, you will anticipate that piano proficiency exam, and you can start preparing for it now for a very economical cost. Everyone needs to take GE, even if you're not a music student, if you're just any student at Fresno City College. Here are some choices within our department: music fundamentals, music appreciation, music history, world music survey, jazz history, and rock history. There's so many choices. There's definitely something that you will enjoy. If you pursue the AA, not the Associates for Transfer, but just the plain AA, there's even more choices. Now so many others can be an option for you, including taking piano, voice, or guitar, or joining one of our ensembles. All right, so you can save money. I just updated this data here. So if you go to State College, Fresno State, it's going to be about $20,000 a year, over $20,000. Here it's only $14,500. So the point is, take advantage as much as possible of what we offer here. Then you can transfer to State College or anywhere else. You'll get the degree, you'll get the bachelor's degree that has their logo on it and their prestige, but then you will enjoy the economical sophomore and freshman year here. There's lots of resources for you, including the college website, the college catalog. This assist.org is very useful. See me later if you want to know more about it. The Remind app in the chat, Professor Lucchese recommended you get on this, and I recommend it as well. Get an SEP, get a student ed plan. In other words, meet with a counselor. I just talked with a student today who said that he fulfilled all the degree requirements here at City College, but was denied admission to CSU. So I talked to him and I said, can you tell me more about that? And he said, yeah, I just tried to go on my own and, check all the boxes. I thought, it was pretty easy, but then I missed something which made me ineligible for transfer. And his ultimate point was, even though you may think you're on the right track, double check it with Farouz, Evie, or one of our other great counselors. Check us out on social media. Declare a major with a counselor. I'll talk about scholarships in the spring. Deadlines right now are kind of general. So to apply to CSU for next year, that's going to start in October. Last year it was October 1st to December 15th was the application time. You can anticipate something similar.
November 30th is our deadline, yeah?
I'm going to say. Anyone want to add on to that? Yes, Dr. B?
November 30th is usually your deadline to apply.
Oh, well, that's weird. Last year it was December 15th. Oh, maybe because it was the pandemic and things were weird.
Yeah, so I don't want kids to get this false 2-week cushion that's not normally there.
Yeah, maybe that was an exception.
Dr. Cooper, some of our guests may have to leave because they're on their breaks and things. So if I just want to remind you of that.
Good, I'm done. Can we now hear from our awesome panel? We have Terrence, as I said, we have Naomi, we have Pardis. Why don't we ask Naomi, please, to go first? When did you come to City College, and what are you doing now? And where were you in between? Where did you choose to go to college? Do you recommend it to our students?
Hi. Okay. So my name is Ms. Gomez, Naomi Gomez. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Okay. So I went to Fresno City right out of high school. So I graduated 2010. Can you stop screen share? Sorry, reading the comment. Okay. I decided to go to Fresno City, partly because of Dr. Cooper said this earlier, to save money for sure. I got all my GE done, and I actually wasn't planning on taking music classes at Fresno City when I first went, other than choir, because I loved choir. I wasn't sure I wasn't sure what I was planning to do when I came to Fresno City, which is another reason I went to Fresno City, to kind of just, get the lay of the land and take care of my GE. And so I took choir and I ended up loving it. And Miss Dana was like, "You play piano, why aren't you in the piano class?" So then I signed up for piano. And unfortunately, I didn't take advantage of, the AA. I didn't take advantage of any of the degrees that were offered at Fresno City. But I also didn't have a panel like this telling me exactly what I should do. So this is amazing. But I did eventually get on board and start taking the theory classes at Fresno City. And I was with Mr. Honda, and he was amazing. And I took all the theory classes there, and that actually was really helpful when I transferred. I ended up transferring to CSU Northridge down in the San Fernando Valley. And they unfortunately don't take the credits. I believe Fresno State does. They take the credits from the theory classes. Is that correct? Yes. Okay.
You can check out assist.org, and it'll tell you which school accepts our stuff and which doesn't.
Yeah, so CSU Northridge did not, but we had a placement test for the theory and for ear training. And because I took all the theory classes at Fresno City, I actually got to bypass almost all the theory classes at CSUN, which was amazing. Thank you. But I didn't take ear training, and I really regretted that. So I had to actually go to square one for ear training at CSU Northridge. And because I'm a pianist, piano was my instrument that I transferred with, I relied on the piano a little too much for my ear. But CSUN did help me catch up with that. So I did transfer after a little too long at Fresno City. It was very comfortable. I loved it there. I had an amazing music family at Fresno City. And so it was kind of hard for me to leave. But as soon as I did leave, I was very thankful for the piano classes I took there, very thankful for the music or choir classes I took there, and very thankful for the guitar classes, because this past year I started teaching guitar, and I was like, oh, time to dust off those guitar skills. So that was very helpful. I'm trying to remember all the things I should cover. Okay. I did take all my GE at CSUN, which was amazing. So when I transferred to CSUN, took all my GE at Fresno City. So when I transferred to CSUN, I was only doing music. I was only doing my music classes, everything that I needed for my degree. And I graduated with a bachelor's of music education, emphasis in choir. And I think that's everything. Do you guys have any other things you wanted me to go over?
That's awesome.
What are you doing now?
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
So I am teaching at a middle school full-time. Yes, amazing. I teach choir and guitar. So I have 2 choir classes and 4 guitar classes this year, which is crazy, but amazing. I really love it. So we got a bunch of, I am in La Mirada in Southern California, and it is Benton Middle School. And it's a VAPA, Visual and Performing Arts Middle School, which is amazing.
And her choir combined with us on a piece on one of our concerts last year. So we did a combined virtual piece of music. It was super fun. We got to meet together in Zoom and put the thing together, and it was super cool. It's called Hope Lingers On. If you go into that Facebook page or the YouTube channel and look for it.
We are so proud of you, Naomi. Congratulations on all you've done and all you've become, and we're happy to have been proud to have been a part of it.
Oh, thank you so much. I still talk about you guys to my students all the time. And I really appreciate my time at Fresno City. I could never replace it.
I have to say it's super cool watching our students with their classroom behind them with your bulletin boards and stuff now. That's super awesome.
It's real. Let's hear it now from maybe Terrence. Do you want to tell us your experience? Now you're a different kind of musician, a brass player, and I believe you're at Fresno State and you won a special award. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about all of these things.
Sure. So when I first came to Fresno City College, I came in the middle, like towards the middle of the spring semester of 2019. I had already completed over 90-ish units at COS and Azusa Pacific down south. So I was in a weird spot of not being a sophomore because I had too many units, but not being a junior because I didn't have most of my GE completed. So I went in basically just taking 3 classes, and then that following fall semester, I started on everything for the last 2 units of ear training and music theory, and just packed my course load as much as I could to complete as much as I can at Fresno City, which was it was an awesome experience. Probably one of the best experiences I've had at a post high school institution. So I was actually also working full-time hours, part-time status at Lowe's in Clovis while going to Fresno City College. So it was interesting to, I guess, balance my time between work and school and then homework. But being able to do all that and come out with a 4.0 GPA from Fresno City was awesome. I was able to, like Dr. Cooper said, I was lucky enough to be awarded the Dean's Medallion for the Fine Arts Department. So that was awesome. I was able to go pick it up on campus, and I got all my regalia stuff mailed to me. So it was awesome. But yeah, right now I'm currently at Fresno State as a senior, starting my senior semester. Basically just finishing off my degree in all my music courses. I don't have any lower division GE. I think I have 2 upper division GE classes to take that I'm taking next semester. 20 units this semester and last semester, and still trying to hold on to that 4.0.
Is there any advice, like any regrets or hindsight is 2020 that you can offer the current Fresno City College music students?
One thing I regret is not taking the piano courses at Fresno City. I don't want to speak ill of Fresno State. I personally thought the piano proficiency was easier than I was expecting. I think it was just I was getting in my own head, but I feel like if I would have taken even 1 piano course at Fresno City, I probably could have tested out of the piano proficiency at the beginning of the semester instead of paying, for the class that was basically review, and then taking it at the end of the semester. But beyond that, I don't really regret anything from Fresno City. I enjoyed my time there. I enjoyed all of the music faculty, all of my general ed faculty that I've had. It was awesome.
Well, there was that one regret about not taking guitar classes. Remember that we talked about?
Right.
We're super proud of you, Terrence. We're really proud of you.
Thank you.
And now, can we hear from Pardis, one of our outstanding vocalists? Where are you now? What are you doing? And what can you share with our current students?
Hi, so my name's Pardis. I just want to say how thankful I am to be here and share this experience with everybody. But I started Fresno City College. Oh my gosh, sorry. I started Fresno City College in fall of 2017. And I had actually started college in 2015, but I wasn't a music major yet. We're going to Fresno City. So I took a break for a small period before I started, and I had no idea what being a music major entailed. I was just like, okay, this is the only thing I feel like I know how to do, so I'm gonna see what it takes to do it. And I went in, and I'm so thankful because I actually asked Mrs. Dana. I remember Mrs. Dana was the first person I talked to. I'm like, hey, I want to be a music major. I don't know what am I doing? And she introduced me to Mrs. Sarkeesian at the time and got me acclimated into the voice class and started taking music theory and ear training and stuff, and taking all those classes. And I want to stress how much, because I feel like a lot of people really struggle with theory and ear training. And I want everybody to know that these professors are on your side, like 100%. If you go to them and you try and you really, really try to understand, they will help you out and you will pass the class. So don't be afraid to ask for help, because I know theory and ear training can be scary sometimes, but you're not alone and they want you to succeed. So ask for help. And so I was doing that. And then I actually started teaching right after my second year at Fresno City. I started teaching at a school called United Conservatory of Music. And then I was working 2 jobs and going to school, and then the pandemic happened. And then I transferred to Fresno State amidst pandemic. So I don't know if I can give an accurate description as to like what my experience at State is like, because I'm not going there in a non-pandemic environment, but it's been great so far. I will say I'm very appreciative to my time at City, because I really feel like it has prepared me so much to be at Fresno State, especially with the amount of performing that we do versus like the amount of performing that State does. I feel like throwing yourself into like student recitals and taking every opportunity to perform, do a master class, learn something, take every opportunity that you can to learn something, because it will prepare you and it will make you that much more confident when you get to the 4-year level. And take piano. I thought that I was fine, because I had piano experience. I thought that I was fine. And then I started taking piano and I was like, oh, I'm not fine. So take piano. Dr. Bascom does a really good job of over preparing you for the piano proficiency exam, which is exactly what you want, because when you get to Fresno State, there's piano 1 and piano 2 at City. And there's also that at State too. But if you take 1 and 2 at City, they'll put you in 3 there, which at your final exam will be taking the piano proficiency. And oh my gosh, it will be a breeze. Just take piano at City, please. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I feel like there's more that I want to say, but my brain. So any questions or anything?
The last time we had a student say that when they transferred to state, there was a couple classes that they still had to take that were generals at state. Is that true?
Yeah. So it's really important to go get like an educational plan, because like even now there's things that I'm discovering like GE that I didn't know that I had to take to pass. Like Poli-Sci 2, for example, this is my situation. Poli-Sci 2 is not a requirement to graduate Fresno City College, but it's a requirement to graduate Fresno State. So I'm still stuck doing lower division GE because I didn't know that.
Which you could take at City in the summer or something if you wanted.
Right, I could take it, but it would have been nice to know that.
Right.
So that way I could have taken it earlier and not had to deal with it now. So just be really, really thorough about your educational plan. You will think that you have it all figured out, and then you're like, oh crap, I forgot this class. Oh no, wait, what about this section that I have to check off? And then soon enough you'll realize that you are like missing like 5 classes. So be very, very thorough, ask a lot of questions, take charge of your education because it is your education. And yeah.
Super proud of you, Pardees.
Yeah.
Super proud of everything that you've done. All 3 of you guys. I mean, it's just amazing to watch you continue your journey in music.
And look at you, you passed theory. So proud of you.
Thanks for taking some time to be with us today, Terrence, Naomi, and Pardees. Everyone give them a warm round of applause. Huzzah! Congratulations with all of your successes, and we wish you more luck as you continue your journey. Now, at the end of our session, if you need to leave to go to something at 1 o'clock, you can, graciously do so. But we have more information for you, and that is about time management, which is so critical when you are a music student or any kind of student at college. So hard to do. It's still hard for me to do. Hannah York, our voice instructor, you want to take the lead, and I will put your awesome document into the chat for people to download.
Okay. Sorry, you guys. My kids' thing just ended, just in time for me to be talking to you. So let me focus here real quick. Okay, I sent it to you in an email, Kevin. I sent it to you in an email. Are you able to upload that so you have that link?
Yes, it is uploaded for everyone to get in the chat, but would you like me to share my screen, or do you want to share your screen?
I'd love to share my screen.
Okay.
Thanks. We'll go faster, guys, because I know you all have busy lives. Checking.
Okay.
Thank you so much. All right. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to just go through this list. I made this list after just kind of researching through a couple of universities and things online. What were some common things that people were suggesting for busy college students to help them with their success in time management, and for us in our department, practice strategies? How do we make this work? And I just want to applaud Terrence because he brought it up. Some of you guys are working jobs. Some of you guys are caring for family members, whether it be parents or siblings or, things like that. You have a lot of other things on your plate besides school. And so all those things make it very difficult for us to get the job done when it comes to our schooling. And so I want to applaud you, Terrence. You proved to everybody that you can do it, and you can do it well too. Okay, so that's really awesome. So we're just going to go through these really quick, and I hope it will be beneficial for you. And you can, I just encourage you to really take the time to create some of this for yourself, because if you take a little bit of time to get yourself organized, it will benefit you tenfold in the end. And I think our faculty can all attest to that. Our staff can attest to that. Anybody who's a parent can attest to that, because we're having to live our lives negotiating all of these things at the same time. So I got some feedback from some faculty too, some of our own faculty about this. Go to class. Go to class. I often think if my students were here, they would know. If they were here, they would know, because then they can ask me questions. I can just kind of see where they're at, and I can meet them where they're at. But if they don't show up, it's much harder for me to do that. So go to class. That's a big one. Make a schedule and establish a routine. Okay, now I know this sounds kind of old school, and most of you may laugh when I say create or purchase a weekly planner. Okay, I have a physical planner. Most people have these on their phone, but one of the things I know about myself is if I don't physically write it, which is part of my brain registering, shaping letters, shaping language, I don't remember. Even if I have an alarm that goes off on my phone, I'm having to kind of negotiate things a lot, especially with my children now. And so having a planner where I can write it in, I can erase it, I can move things around, this really helps me. And for a while, I also just went online and found some blank weekly calendars and printed them off and made myself a planner for cheap or nothing. Okay, so nobody says you have to go buy one. The sky's the limit online. So I just encourage that. Set specific times for practice and study. This was a thing that was kind of universal on a lot of things I looked at online. If you don't set specific times for your practice and your study, you think about, when do I work? Some of you do have kind of shifting work schedules, so you have to negotiate this a little bit. But if you think, when do I work? When do I have these specific responsibilities for my family? Okay, so now when are my classes going to fit in? How can I negotiate specific times for practicing regularly throughout the week and working on my studies? If you don't set specific times, chances are you'll push it off. You'll push it off because other things take priority. They just kind of, they slide in easily. A friend calls, you want to go hang out. And pretty soon you get to the end of the week and you haven't done what you needed to do. And then you don't feel good, right? You feel disappointed in yourself. And a lot of this is to help you feel like you are accomplishing. And that does so much for us as humans. So there I have, make your routine non-negotiable except for emergencies. When you set it in your calendar, this is when I have class, this is when I practice, this is when I study, this is when I go to work. You say, that's a non-negotiable now because I've given it a slot. Okay, and that's a really important thing to do. And then suddenly the extras, they have their own place too, and they don't interfere with your success as a student and getting to graduation. Make a to-do list. I think a lot of students are feeling overwhelmed with the online and in-person classes, the differences. Now we're negotiating that, right? And so you can kind of get lost. This class, all this stuff is here online, but I got a handout in class yesterday. Okay, how do I got to keep track of this. So making a to-do list of when things are due and prioritizing that within the set times for practice and study that you've made will really help you get that to-do list checked off. Identify time wasters and set goals. Even as I was working on this project, I get text messages from somebody about something else. I get a phone call. I go, oh, the laundry. Okay, I know that's me in my real life, right? But all of those things distract me from being focused on the task at hand. And I read something as I was doing this research that people's IQ output when they are being distracted in their work is the same as people who haven't slept the night before. You start to go down when you're not able to focus in on what you need to do. One of the books we use for voice classes is by a Southern California teacher named Catherine Rundis. Mrs. Dana knows her. And she says this about practice specifically, two things. Because we're trying to recall and memorize muscle memory that we've been putting into our body since most of us, if we're playing guitar, we've got memory in our hands. Singing, of course, it's a full body experience, we say. And so she says, in order to be able to recall those things, to recall those things and have them be almost you're not even thinking about it. It's just natural to be. We need to be in the flow in our practice, kind of in the zone, if you will. And she says the two things that you need are you need to be exerting yourself in that practice time, and you need to be fully focused on exactly what you're doing. Anytime you answer a text message while you're in the practice room, anytime you step away in that period of time that you set for your practice time or study time, you step away to do something that's outside of that, you lessen your ability to retain the information, and you cause your brain to not be able to really deepen its learning. So I love that. What draws your focus away? Be honest with yourself about these. I love the questions. Are you spending too much time checking social media, which it's right there for you? Those of you who are using your phones to get online for Zoom meetings and all that kind of stuff, it's so easy. Are you prone to texting and answering phone calls while you're studying or practicing? Do you find that a lot of time has passed while you aimlessly browse the web? Set a goal not to engage in that behavior during dedicated study time. And then of course you can reward yourself with that later when you give yourself breaks, when you're not in that study time that you've set. But really watch out for that. They're big time wasters. I have this trouble every single day in my life. Use breaks wisely. I love this example. Set 5-minute breaks between 25-minute increments of study and step away. Now these breaks are intentional for you to just kind of just take a breath for a second, relax. You're rewarding that focus with having a pause, walk away for a sec, and then honor that break and come back and do the same thing again. And you will find that you will accomplish so much more. One other thing I didn't put on this list was that a lot of the documents kind of about this said, don't multitask. Now, we all kind of laugh at that because we think, how in the world can I do anything without multitasking? But that's why we need to work at the time management and organization and the routine so that we can focus in on specific things and not just get all caught up, well, I got to get it all done. If we take the time to organize, we can be more focused on one thing at a time instead of just having to do it all. Okay. The last thing here was take time for yourself and get good sleep. Again, students, we laugh at that, you know, the all-nighter things. One of my habits in undergrad, I didn't do it perfectly, but one of my habits was to say, during the week, I'm a student. That's my job. Now, I wasn't working a big job during that time, but I had a lot of other responsibilities. And so what I said is, during the week, I'm gonna work this like a job, so that when I get to the weekend, I can really reward myself with rest. And there were a few times I went to the movies on a Sunday afternoon because I didn't have anything to do, because I'd finished it Friday night. And my other friends were frantic, trying to get all the work done that they'd put off the moment that classes were done. And instead of trying to do it intermittently throughout the week and getting it done and then not being overwhelmed going into the next week, those students were holding it off until the last minute. So I just want to encourage you guys, and certainly as a singer, Pardis knows this, Mrs. Dana knows this, any of you who are singers know this, our voice really takes a toll when we don't get enough sleep. Our health really is super important. Not that you have a clear mind when you are a little sick and you're trying to play the piano and play a recital. That I'm not saying that it's ideal to be ill in any other instrument, okay? But with singing, it's critical that we have healthy bodies for our instrument. And so I've had to say, okay, I got to walk away. I got to go to bed. I got to go to bed. And prioritizing that actually makes me more productive for the following day to get the things done that I need to. The food for thought here at the bottom: for every year that you prioritize your job over finishing your schoolwork and reaching graduation, you lose an average of $58,981. That's the median starting salary for entry-level music teachers in this area.
Say it again for the kids in the back.
Yeah. For every year that you prioritize your job over finishing your schoolwork and reaching graduation, we're not saying the job isn't important. We got to pay the bills, right? But when you prioritize your job over finishing school and getting to graduation, you lose an average of $58,981 a year. That's what you would get if you were finished, you had your degree, and you got a job in the thing that you love, we hope. Okay, in the thing that you love. I thought that was very eye-opening. So I hope this is helpful. You were able to put it in the chat, Dr. Cooper?
Correct.
Great. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. You know, this is not a full list, of course. We can get really overwhelmed, but the little things that we do to help organize our time and say, I'm going to work hard in these time slots for these goals, so that then I can reward myself with a break over here. At the end of every week, you're going to feel awesome because you will have accomplished so much. It also is going to help to prevent you from feeling totally burnt out and overwhelmed. Yes, it can be exhausting, but you will feel more exhausted when you continue to not accomplish the things that you need to, and things just keep building up because you didn't take the time to get organized, plan ahead, make a schedule for yourself, and really stick to it. In the end, it's really going to help you. And if you're going to be out being as a teacher in a job somewhere, these are the kinds of skills they're looking for people to have, right? These are the kind of skills that sell because they make you successful. So just wanted to encourage everybody with that. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Professor York, for sharing that such important topic. I don't think we've ever had, focused on this in one of the music FYI sessions. And we absolutely should have. So thank you for covering that important information. All of us here can relate to it and can learn from what you just said. Thank you.
Sure, happy to. Thanks.
Well, everyone, it's come that time, and I bid you adieu. And you can have as much virtual pizza as you would like to in our virtual reception. No, there's no reception, but I love you all, and I wish you the best of luck this semester. Thanks to our guests once again, and to our faculty, counselors, and staff. Bye.
Can I answer a question that's in the chat?
Okay.
The question was, what's the status on the practice rooms this semester? Will we be able to use them? The answer is no. Right now, the floors are being done in the music and speech building. They're redoing the tile floors. And so a lot of things are being stored in the practice rooms. On top of that, the practice room key card system is no longer working because of Flash. When the computer program Flash no longer received support, it went down. So it is set to be redone, but then they decided to do the floors first. So it will be up and running again, but it's not going to be for this semester. I'm hoping for spring.
Very good. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody.